Modern life is a constant whirlwind of commitments and pressures. Amid the daily hustle, many people turn to quick and convenient meals like fast food and harmful habits like smoking and drinking to cope with stress. However, these habits not only compromise health, but also significantly impact the wallet. By prioritizing a healthy and balanced diet and reducing or eliminating vices, we can achieve substantial improvements in physical and mental health, as well as noticeable financial savings. Imagine the transformation when we swap soda and calorie-laden snacks for water and fresh fruit. Think of the long-term benefits of quitting smoking and alcohol, replacing them with activities that promote well-being like exercise and healthy hobbies. This change, while challenging at first, brings significant rewards in both well-being and personal finances. In the endless pursuit of consumption, we often forget the valuable lessons of the past. My grandmother, without even knowing it, was a true minimalist. In a time of limited resources, she and her sisters would swap clothes, expanding their wardrobe without spending a dime. This simple and efficient practice not only saved money, but also fostered a sense of community and solidarity. Minimalism at its core is about living with less and valuing what truly matters. By reducing the consumption of clothes and other non-essential items, we can lead a more practical, conscious, and of course, economical life. Looking at our packed closets, we often realize we use only a fraction of what we own. Adopting a minimalist lifestyle doesn't mean giving up comfort, but rather making smarter and more sustainable choices. Minimalism extends beyond clothing to all aspects of life. From home organization to time and resource management, this philosophy encourages prioritizing what truly adds value and brings happiness. Imagine the tranquility of an environment free of excess, where every object has a clear purpose and significant story. That's the power of minimalism, creating a life where less is more, where quality surpasses quantity. By adopting this approach, we not only save money, but also gain time, energy, and peace of mind. Have you ever stopped to think about what's truly essential in your life? How can you apply the principles of minimalism to achieve a more balanced and satisfying life? I often hear people complain about procrastination at work, but rarely do we talk about procrastination in consumption. Yes, you heard that right. Procrastination in consumption. Think about the last time you made an impulse purchase. Maybe it was that irresistible pair of shoes or a new gadget that seemed indispensable at the time. But how many of those purchases really brought lasting value to your life? I learned that delaying these decisions can be incredibly effective in avoiding unnecessary expenses. Before making any major purchase, I give myself the rule of waiting at least one night. This simple act of procrastination allows me to remove the emotion of the moment and think more clearly. When the impulsive desire fades, I often realize that the purchase wasn't as necessary as it seemed. By practicing this form of procrastination, I gain more control over my finances and make more conscious choices. The beauty of this approach lies in its simplicity. It's not about denying yourself the things you truly want or need, but ensuring those decisions are made with a clear mind and the right perspective. When we delay an impulsive purchase, we give ourselves the necessary time to assess if the item is really worth the investment. This helps us avoid the regret of purchases made in the heat of the moment. Thus, our relationship with money becomes more balanced and healthy. Have you ever tried delaying your purchases to see if you really need that item? How could this change your way of consuming and your relationship with your finances? As teenagers, it's common to want to fit in, buying things to impress our friends and feel accepted. But as we mature, we realize that this mindset can lead to harmful financial decisions. Buying to impress others not only drains our savings, but also creates a cycle of constant dissatisfaction. I learned that true financial maturity comes from buying only what is truly necessary and useful for our lives. It's about understanding our own needs and desires and not being influenced by fleeting trends or what others possess. By working on this maturity, we stop comparing ourselves to others and start valuing what really matters to us. I wonder how many times I spent money on things I didn't need, just to fit in or impress someone. Recognizing this is the first step to a healthier relationship with money. Having a mature mindset towards consumption means redefining our priorities and understanding the true value of things. Instead of seeking validation through material goods, we start investing in experiences and things that truly enrich our lives. This might mean spending more time with family, investing in education, or simply saving money for the future. When we stop comparing ourselves to others, we gain the freedom to make choices that are truly aligned with our values and goals. When we adopt this perspective, we realize that financial maturity is more than just avoiding unnecessary expenses. It's about developing a deep understanding of what brings us long-term happiness and satisfaction. It's about making conscious choices that reflect our personal values rather than external expectations. This approach helps us build a more balanced and sustainable life where each financial decision is made with clarity and purpose. I remember a time when I almost bought a new car just because all my college friends were doing the same. However, upon reflecting on my true needs, I realized that my current car was still in good condition and met my daily needs perfectly. This moment of clarity helped me save a significant amount of money and taught me a valuable lesson about the power of financial maturity. As we continue on this path of maturity, we also learn to appreciate the value of patience and planning. Instead of giving in to instant gratification, we start thinking long-term and planning our finances accordingly. When we talk about saving money, we often focus on big expenses, the mortgage, car payments, medical bills. However, an often overlooked aspect is the small daily expenses, which, when added up over time, can represent a surprisingly significant amount. Think about all the times we buy a coffee on the corner, subscribe to a streaming service we rarely use, or order food out of convenience. These expenses, while seemingly insignificant individually, accumulate impressively when observed over a month or a year. It wasn't until I started reviewing my bank statements in detail that I realized how much I was spending on small luxuries and daily conveniences. And the impact on my budget was greater than I imagined. By becoming more aware of these expenses, I identified areas where I could cut costs without sacrificing my quality of life. Financial awareness is more than just tracking expenses. It's about understanding and questioning the necessity of each expense. This process starts with an honest examination of our consumption habits. An effective strategy I learned is to categorize expenses into essentials and non-essentials. Essentials are those that sustain our daily lives, like food, housing, and transportation. Non-essentials are those little pleasures we add to our daily routine. By regularly reviewing these categories, we can make informed choices about where to cut and where to invest. For example, replacing that daily coffee shop visit with a homemade version not only saves money, but also gives us control over our health and habits. Additionally, canceling subscriptions to services we don't frequently use can free up a significant amount in our monthly budget. Ask yourself, what is the real impact of this small expense on my life? Do I really need it, or can I live without it? By asking these questions, we develop a mindset of conscious consumption, which not only helps us save, but also allows us to spend in ways more aligned with our long-term values and goals. The money saved can be redirected towards more meaningful goals, such as investments, an emergency fund, or achieving long-term dreams. Moreover, this shift in mindset frees us from the constant pressure to consume, allowing us to focus on what truly matters and brings lasting happiness. Are you ready to take control of your finances and adopt a more conscious and intentional approach to your daily consumption? That was our video for today. See you in the next one.